A little while ago on our website, the NERDcastpodcast.com, you should visit there. But Will posted an article about usernames and such, the use of usernames. And so I think I kind of wanted to discuss that and see what you thought about them. So what was the general finding of your blog post there, Will, if you want to just sum that up?
Basically, I wrote this blog post in a rage because YouTube kept asking me to link up my YouTube account to my Google Plus account.
Every goddamn time I log on.
Yep. And I'm just like, I do not want to use my real name because I have grown attached to my username of Captain Science Man.
Is there a way you can actually get them to stop sending you that message?
I wish there was.
I haven't got it in a little while.
Every time I log in, I get that.
Yeah, I had a lull where it didn't happen, and then it came back for 5 consecutive times, and then it went away.
What's worse is that you say no, and then another message comes up saying, "Do you want to preview it?" No. No, I don't want to use it at all. Sorry, I'm just...
But, so, I think that I wanted to kind of discuss... Well, first of all, I wanted to see, why you guys think that we even use usernames and or why they're necessary or if they're not necessary or anything like that. Just usernames in general. And also tackle the question of, would the internet be a friendlier place if we didn't use usernames and we had to use our real names?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think
so.
it would be a friendlier place.
I think it would be.
Well, big username, big sites like YouTube and all that, you're going to want to use a username. But I feel like if you use your real name, yes, you would not be anonymous anymore, but I feel like there's still that psychological thing going on where, it's the internet, so you can still get away with it.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, actually.
So people are just going to just continuously be dicks?
The biggest difference between having a username and being an asshat and not having a username and being an asshat is that there can be effects tied to your name, because if your name is your name, right? You can change your username however much you want, but if you're using your name on your Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, right? And any post that you make has your name attached to it, somebody could go to your Facebook and then you could be saying something completely opposite, right? You have to maintain you over every account. Meanwhile, I could have 5 different accounts on 5 different social networking sites, right?
That's why
and nobody would be none the wiser. And one of them I can be a dick, and one of them I can be the nice guy or whatever, right? And nobody can call me on anything. Whether that's good or bad, that's up to opinion, I guess. But
okay, well then let's put it this way then. So if I feel if people use their real names, they would still be dicks, but they would be smart about it.
But then wouldn't that be a more open channel for
make any sense?
Intelligent conversation if that was true? Right? Because if you're going to just start spewing nonsense...
Stop it, you're winning.
Well, I'm just trying to make, I'm not trying to argue for or against, I'm just bringing up points, right?
Yeah.
Didn't we gather a couple weeks ago that the world is 98% stupid?
I think so. Something like that.
90? So, I don't know about that.
Okay, fine.
It depends on what your definition of stupid would be.
Maybe 60%.
Okay, fine. But, no, because I just feel like if they had their regular names, they would still just... It's just the fact that they're on the internet and people feel like they won't get in trouble, which is not true. There are people I know who have Facebook accounts who don't use their last name. They use their really obscure middle name.
Yeah.
Because they fear that if they say something, they're going to get in trouble for it. Now, those are the people who are smart. But there's so many dumb people who I feel like all the crap I read on YouTube, if I'm reading comments on YouTube because I have nothing funny to do in my day, but I feel like if they had real names instead, it wouldn't stop them.
I feel like I would hate myself as a human being even more if YouTube was attached to real people.
Okay.
I don't know. But the point, I was going to say something, because it could be some people could make up a new account for or have a throwaway account for something, so then they could make a comment that if they were going to say something stupid, and they know whether or not they're trying to troll or just be a jerk or whatever they're trying to do, or if they legitimately want to know an answer to a question that somebody may think that that's stupid. Let's say they make username 01 for sake of argument, and then they ask a stupid question, right?
Yeah.
And then they get torn apart in this comments or the thread or whatever it is that they commented in or posted in. And then if I see something that stands out in my mind as monumentally stupid that someone posted under username 01, if I see username 01 posting again saying anything, I'm going to bring up that comment again because he was an idiot. He or she was an idiot, right?
I will say
But
this,
no,
though,
sorry, just let me continue. Let me finish. And it was, but then he or she could go username 02 and then post something, and then I wouldn't have that background information of them being an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Same as on the reverse, right? Somebody who is actually intelligent and contributing to a conversation, and I recognize the username, and I say, okay, I have seen them comment before. I've seen them be genuinely honest and do other things like that. So I trust them as a source more than I would somebody I've never heard of before, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if we switch to real names, it would still be like really mean, but they would be smarter though. Because like if you look at some like news websites, like I don't know if CNN does it, but there are some news websites that actually require you to use your real name, or like a lot of people actually use their real name on it.
Well, most of them hook up to your Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, like if you look at like YouTube comments, those are some of like the dumbest, like most poorly worded, just
First, 111 exclamation mark 1.
I don't even know if you can consider it a language. It's part English, part gibberish.
A lot of caps lock.
Yes, exactly. There may be some Klingon thrown in there.
Caps lock is the cruise control for stupid.
Yeah,
Everybody knows that.
Like those comments are mean and just dumb. Like they're just ridiculously dumb and stupid. I feel like if they had like real names, people wouldn't stop being mean to each other. Like there would still be a lot of hate thrown on the internet, but it would be a more coherent hate.
Yeah.
It would be more. It would be smarter. It would be a smarter hate.
Yeah.
I think it would just allow, and it's whether or not it's going to be widespread. There's going to be at least one instance of somebody that's going to hesitate posting a comment that would either be anything, like racist or stupid or hateful or just anything in general. They're going to hesitate from posting for that because their name is attached to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hesitate posting in general on anything because my name is like if you guys look at my Facebook, I haven't posted anything. Like I haven't updated a status since like the beginning of January.
I don't use my Facebook either.
I don't
I'll
on Facebook
talk
anymore,
to people.
partially because or like I don't comment on anything.
Yeah, it's going to send you guys messages, really.
Yeah, I use Facebook for the chat, but like really I don't update my status anymore. Like Twitter's where it's at.
Yes.
Will.
I'm working on it.
Not working hard enough.
Twitter's
Slow
awesome.
Twitter is just perfect because, like, see, with Twitter, you look at some of the Twitter usernames, they are actual usernames, but if you look at the majority of them, a lot of them are actual people's names, or there's, like, a derivative of their name in it. Like, Will, you're W. Starchuck.
Yeah, true.
Like, Lee, you're Manly92, but anybody who knows you sees where the Lee came in. Like me, I'm just Danny_Johnston.
Whoa, Lee. Your username's a word.
Yes, it is. But, and that, I think we can move on to, well, first of all, I want to plug at NERDcast Podcast. You should follow that. But,
Yes, please do.
Please.
the thing about somebody like me or anything like that, I guess me to a lesser extent, but anyway, it brings up the point of asking to use your real name on YouTube. Meanwhile, I've intentionally created this somewhat of a persona on my channel. It was me, but anybody who was watching and that even didn't know that was me attached to the channel, they would still not know anything about the real me. They would only know what was happening on my channel.
Yeah,
Well,
right?
what I was gonna say, like I totally forgot, but I remember now. Like having a username also kind of makes you unique. Like, what if what if we all had to use our real names? How many Danny Johnstons are there in the world?
That too. Yes.
Yeah, like just I have like two of the most common names in the English language. I was not very lucky in terms of being named. But like say like say if there's like 50 Danny Johnstons commenting on this like comment thread, nobody's going to know which one is which unless they have like a profile picture. But say if you have your own unique username, they're going to know that's you. That's your internet identity. Your actual name is your real identity. So, which I think keeps the stupid world balanced.
So where does the line come between a username for the usage of... I don't know. It's weird because, let's say the original intent of a username, which I could picture it as, was to hide your identity. Whether that be for malicious intent or probably not, just in general, so that this is my identity on the internet, it's not me in real life sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
And now we're seeing some sort of, like you mentioned, a transition of, this is my username, but I'm not trying to hide that it's me. If I see, like, I use the Manly92 or a variation of that throughout every account. If you see Manly92, there's a very, very good chance it's me. Right?
And if it's not you, then some dick took it from you.
Yes, and that's not nice, because then I go to make an account and use that, and I can't, and I have to do something stupid. But yes, so then, like, where does the line come of, why wouldn't I just use my real name when I can, instead of using this username that I've made? Right?
Yeah. That's really hard to think about. I can't really think of a line.
There is no rationality behind it anymore.
Where you have a username or you have your name.
Yeah. Like, there is no rationality behind doing that anymore. And I think that's why, at the way that things are happening now on the internet and during other online communities, a shift to using your real name wouldn't be that impactful unless you were trying to hide your identity, whether that be for good or, like, just because you want a character, or you want to legitimately hide your identity for any sort of purpose that could be malicious or anything like that, right?
Mm.
I don't think that it would be that, like, for me, it wouldn't be that big of a change. But on my YouTube, I want to keep myself as, like, I built my channel based on that. People subscribe to me.
You didn't build your channel as, come join Lee McConnell's channel, or subscribe to Lee McConnell's channel. Subscribe to @Manly92.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it's me.
Like, imagine you have a huge intro movie, and it's so epic, and then the name comes up, Lee McConnell.
Lee McConnell.
Or otherwise, you have it the same thing, but it said, Manly92. That is why I hate my name, Danny Johnston. It's so generic, so boring, so bland. Sometimes I get called Daniel. Sometimes I get called Danielle. Sometimes I get called Johnson.
Will Starchuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a great last name.
Yeah, I do.
You should get somebody to draw, like, you chucking a star. Because that would be awesome.
It's your logo.
That's a good idea. I'll keep
Sarah,
that
draw it.
But, yeah. I don't know. So, I'm trying to think of a way to transition to the next. We've kind of covered...
Find a good segue.
Yeah. Well, like, not even like that, like, anything about... So what do you think about... Do you think you would continue to use your username?
Yep.
Yeah, I've grown attached to mine.
For things like Facebook, like, because that is more, like, you're with your friends.
Yeah, like in a private setting, I'm fine with using my real name.
Facebook isn't really that private.
It's people that I know. It's most people that I know.
At least it's that way. It's people that you know. Like, you have to accept their friend request. You can tell if it's a complete stranger who you have no clue who they are if they're trying to add you.
Yeah, but in, like, the internet world, I feel I like having my persona. Captain Science Man is my internet persona now.
And if people want to know more about you, they can just look up at your Facebook page, unless you've set it to private, like every smart person would do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, so we have sites like a Facebook that you use your real name, or you're inclined to use your real name.
Or you create a page called Nerdbook.
Yes, well, which is still coming. I'm waiting for the logo. That's literally only the reason why I haven't made it public.
Logo is in progress right now.
But and then we have something like YouTube, where literally everything is, well, at least was a username. And then we have sites like Twitter, where it's a mixture, right?
Twitter's like, yeah, like it's happened between, like, it's not private, but it's not public either. Like, you got YouTube, which is almost entirely public. Everything is public for the world to see.
Yeah. But I mean, like, well, on Twitter, it seems totally stupid to private your tweets.
Yeah.
Because that is literally all that you do on that website.
It's just talk.
It's, like, I don't care if you're some huge celebrity. If I can't see your tweets before I follow you, that's your
What's
only
the point of following you?
marketability of your. Yes.
What am I gonna expect if I follow you then?
Ooh, that's a cool name and picture and banner. I'm gonna follow you because of that. Right? Like, that's your only equity on the website is your tweets, and you're blocking them. But
your tweets show the kind of person you are, because since it's all condensed into 140 characters, you gotta like show who you are in 140 characters. And speaking of that, can we campaign to get Mark a Twitter account? Do you think Mark can condense his wit into 140 characters?
No.
I literally think that it would be
the greatest thing
Somebody
ever.
should just follow him around and either tweet or just record everything he does and says.
Oh my gosh, can we make this account, please? Can we do this?
Let's make an official Mark Secrets Revealed account.
Because even if he was just sitting there, like, you would still get gold for every like time just of him doing nothing.
Listeners, I am assuring you right now, this is going to happen.
But yeah, anyway, back to my
life
point.
of Mark.
That's my anger.
Back to my point of saying, like, you have some accounts on Twitter where it could be somebody that's like, that's the person. Like, their account is, for example, let's say, like, Lee_McConnell, right? That's their account, even though that's not mine. But, and then, like, that's their account name.
Was having your first and last name generic? Like Danny_Johnston?
Oh, it's not, I wouldn't say it's generic, but
it shows my fledgling creativity.
It's, well, on Twitter it's different because, I don't, well, like, my handle is @manly92, but have my name attached to it, and then it says
you started your Twitter account basically to help promote your YouTube channel, from what I remember.
Well, technically,
like you linked those two together.
I started my Twitter account, and okay, we're gonna go back into the annals of my.
Again, I take credit for getting you hooked up to Twitter.
Everyone in the time machine.
But during my first year of school, it was like I was using Facebook, and I was like, I don't post any statuses or anything. I don't want to say anything. I don't care about it. I use it to talk to people and stay up to date on what's happening. But other than that, I don't. So it's like, so why would I use Twitter, which is
I want to know what they're doing. I don't want them to know what I'm doing.
Well, it's not even about that. It's like I don't care. Like, I want to know if there's some sort of event happening or like just like kind of world news sort of deal. But anyway, it was like, if I use Twitter, it's solely about statuses, essentially. So why would I want to use that, right?
Basically what Facebook used to be like when it started.
So that was my mentality.
That's why it became so popular.
And then we had a social media class for my program, which had to make a Twitter. It was part of our mark, right?
Oh, that is...
Oh, yes. It's a joke. It was a joke class. It was a joke class. But anyway, we had to make a Twitter. So I made the Twitter, and I made it from my YouTube channel. Just because I was like, oh, that's my name that I use, right? And then I started using it, and I was like, okay, this is awesome. And then I hooked it up to my YouTube, and I started using it for the YouTube, and then, yeah. And now I use it just for random stuff and NERDcast stuff. And my YouTube still, even though that's kind of been on hiatus for a while. But yeah. So that's the history of Twitter for me. I went from thinking it was stupid to thinking it was awesome.
I don't know when I started Twitter.
Danny told me to create a Twitter. And
Chemistry class, I think it was. Grade 12 Chem.
Then I made some tweets about me playing a Pokemon game.
And then it just took a long time to get your next one.
Yep.
I don't know how I started, but I also don't like. I don't feel like I tweet a lot anymore, but apparently I used to a lot. Because I almost have 4,000 tweets. What have I done with my life?
I don't have anywhere near that.
I think I have like 6.
Like I don't know what I've done. Like, was there like a 6-month span where like every word I said I tweeted?
Maybe.
I tweeted every thought.
But anyway, so back to what I was saying. Gonna go on another tangent. You have some people that use it as them, like the Twitter account is their name, and then you have people that are like me, where it's they have their username, but then they also have their real name attached to it. And then you have somebody that uses a complete username, and it has nothing to do with them. It's a character, for all intents and purposes, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a weird community in that sense that you have people from some that are trying to remain concealed and other people that are just like completely upfront, using it sort of like a Facebook sort of deal, right? So I don't know. Twitter's weird in that sense, but it kind of works.
I'd say it's just simple.
Yeah.
It's like there's no better way of putting it. It's simple, and that's it. Like, you just write what you're doing, or write what you're thinking, or write what you see is funny.
So to sum up, do you think that there'll ever be a time where we get rid of usernames?
Nope.
Or usernames
Never.
become taboo?
Nope. Because, like...
They're an important part of the internet culture now.
Yeah, just to bring up an example from a couple of years ago, Blizzard tried to do that with their Battle.net account, where it made it mandatory. It made it mandatory that you have to use your real name, and the backlash they got was, I think it was almost on par with the backlash they got with Diablo 3, when just everybody just
when Diablo 3 existed.
Yeah, everyone just flipped their shit. That's basically what happened with the Battle.net.
Well, if you didn't like that, you can play Diablo 3 on PS4 when it comes out.
No.
And PS3.
Yeah.
No.
But and that was another thing I was going to say. I was going to add that PS4 has like the share button now, and you can use your real name and stuff like that. Do you think that that's going to work, or is that going to be another harebrained idea?
I'd say I'm going to wait to pass judgment on that until I see more of the PS4.
I feel like if someone's going to be on the PlayStation 4, they generally want to be playing a game, not watching someone else play the game.